What's going on, guys, and welcome to one of the final episodes of my Skyline R33 build. Now, it has been quite a journey over those 3 months worth of it being out the back. Learned a lot of things about the car, how it works, and it was a great bonding experience both with the car and with my dad. I would highly recommend, if you know anyone personally, if they would be willing to give up a couple of weekends of their time or anything like that, and if you wanted to do something like this, it is highly worth it. I would totally recommend that you do that. I loved it so much that I'm actually going to be doing it again. But anyway, that will be for a separate video. In this video, you finally get to see her on the dyno, running complete and making power. I will note that the way I've edited this video, the first 2 dyno runs are the same. The 3rd and 4th dyno runs are the same, and the 5th and 6th dyno runs are also the same. I used 2 GoPro cameras, so I've given you a camera view from the rear, and then I have done the same dyno pull from a camera view on the front. And I will also note that this dyno is with no screamer, unfortunately. I got the screamer pipe after this dyno, and I don't have footage of that, but anyway, I'll explain a couple more things at the end of the video. So anyway, if you've been following this build, or if you're just here to see a 33 on the dyno, enjoy. Alright guys, there you have it. I don't know whether you can actually see the dyno figures on that last dyno pull. Needless to say, that dyno pull ended up with a result power of 385 horsepower at 17 psi. The reason for that was my electronic boost controller was not running at that time, so we were running off the wastegate spring pressure, which resulted in that power figure. I did, however, get a second dyno tune done sometime afterwards, which was then tuned to 21 psi. This is when the electronic boost controller was hooked up and was functioning. The end result power ended up with 424.5, I think, is the exact figure. I just call it 425 because I like to jip myself an extra half a horsepower to make it sound better. But anyway, so that is the final power figure. It made somewhere in the low 500s in terms of torque. This setup worked amazing. It felt so good. It pulled so hard. It wasn't like a sort of like a throwback in your seat that you get with the bigger turbo. But it did not run out of puff at the top RPM range. Definitely one of the better dyno graphs that I've seen for a 33 with stock bottom end. I mean, look at the engine bay. It just looks like you wouldn't think, 425 horsepower. It doesn't look like that at all, which is exactly what I wanted to achieve, and I think I did that. From here, I actually do not own this car anymore. I've sold it to make way for my new project car that I'll be doing. But in this situation where you wanted to get more power, you would be looking at something like an E85 setup, because when he got it on the dyno, he was trying to up the boost and it started to knock. So in time, he tried to take some cam timing out of it. I think the correct term is called retarding the timing, so that he could put more boost into it. But then because you're taking out timing, you're losing some, but you're gaining some, if you know what I mean. So like 21 psi, and it ended up being the right spot with the right amount of timing to make that right power figure, so that it wouldn't knock. But anyway, so this is the end result and the final product of my R33 Skyline. I've got one more video. Actually, sorry, I've got a couple more, but you'll see one of them of it on the track. Giving it a bit of a hurt. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed finally seeing it run after so long. I thank you for everyone who has been supporting me over the last 9 months of this build when I started to put this stuff on YouTube. And I hope you guys stick around. And if you know anyone who's into Skylines or anything JDM or anything, share this video and let them know that I'll be doing another build, a more professional build on my new project car, which you will see soon. Anyway, guys, if you enjoy the video, leave a like as always. If you've got any questions or queries or anything you want to say, leave that down in the comment section. And please subscribe if you're a new viewer to keep up to date with all my content. I thank you for the support, and I'll see you on the next one.